I just want to preface this video by saying I kind of feel bad for the Infinity Nikki community at the moment. You're just going through the mill. It's just one thing after another from Dumbfounded, and just issue after issue after issue with the game. We don't need to go off over all the previous things that we spoke about in previous videos, but if you check my channel, you can have a look at those. And if you're in the game and you're in the community, I'm sure you know what's going on. But again, Dumbfounded seem to have just taken another step further forward with the just the mistakes and causing problems for themselves and the community that just didn't need to be there, and just dealing with it in a pretty crap way. Now, this isn't such a big deal as some of the other problems, but it's just once again showing the community that Dumbfounded are just really on a roll of just catching L's left, right, and center at the moment. And I do genuinely feel bad for the community. So I was looking on Reddit earlier, and with the Sea of Stars update, you're able to get access to these shards basically in the game for the event, which you can obviously get things out of the item shop with them. And you were able to get one a day, I believe. But a little bug, because, you know, they're used to bugs at the moment, was allowing people to get two. It wasn't an exploit. People weren't after going out the way to get these. It was just happening. They were getting two instead of getting the one. We can see from this post here over on the Infinity Nikki subreddit, they're deducting stars and shards. Some people are in the negatives. I think previously there was a bug where stars would spawn twice a day instead of one, and they deadass deducted it from accounts and made it go negative for some people. This wasn't an exploit you had to go out of your way to get. It literally mistakenly spawned stars twice a day, and most people didn't know better. What's wrong with this company punishing players for their own mistakes? Now, I do want to just add as well that compensation has been offered out to people's mail now, but a lot of people have been claiming that they didn't actually get notification, so they wasn't even sure that it had gone to the mail. So if you haven't checked your mail, because they might be in there, but it's just another addition of bugs coming into the game that are able to be fixed when it suits the developers at quite a fast pace. We've obviously saw the outfit being fixed pretty quickly after people had gained the outfit as well, pretty much just nerfing it. And now we're seeing this, where there's just this whole cacophony of other bugs going on in the game at the moment. People on the PlayStation 5 having major issues. People across all platforms having major issues. Just bugs galore. I still keep seeing posts in Reddit of just funny glitches, bugs, different visual bugs, game bugs, performance issues. But they seem to be able to fix these bugs that are their mistake that ends up punishing the community. Which is like, with this situation, why deduct them from people's accounts if they were going to like offer compensation in the mail? Now, let me know for the people in the community. This is a one-for-one compensation. So the stuff that got deducted, did you get it back one-for-one in the mail? I would love to know. But yeah, people in the comment sections of this thread, in the replies, are just kind of like dumbfounded. I think that's where the community's at the moment. It's just dumbfounded with how things are being run. You know, it's a big update, but it just seems like they're just, you know, it's almost like they're a headless chicken running around at the moment in Dumbfounded. You can see this reply here. I really thought they'll go on the adding route instead of deducting route. When I read the statement, I thought they were unsure how to proceed, and this is what they chose in the end. Just sad. Plus, someone told me that the pieces of Star Sea who got unlocked because of the bug are still there, so it changes nothing. What's the point of all this, seriously? They should just have given more. It's not like the Star Sea is hard to complete anyway. Yeah, the deduction of currency obtained through a bug/exploit is a common practice in gacha games, but so is the addition. They could have easily sent the additional currency for the affected regions, but they decided to go with the worst option, which would result in more outrage, especially since many people aren't even aware that it was a bug. That's what I'm saying. Like, because it wasn't like a little exploit or something that was obviously wrong, there would have been people who were just doing this thinking, oh, this is how it's supposed to be, not necessarily keeping up with all of the community news in the Discord, in Reddit, on Twitter, and knowing what's going on. And they would have come back to the game and gone like, what the hell's happened? What the hell's happened? And again, some people not getting notifications for the mail as well is just actually insane. So you can see here from this person, they're saying, I've seen deductions, but I'm not sure if I've ever seen it implemented in a situation where no one could have reasonably thought it was a bug, especially when the release was already so goddamn buggy to begin with. I think they should have just taken the L and just changed it going forward. Agree. I think there's been a few times now with Infinity Nikki where they should have probably just took it on the chin, took the L, but no, they just rolled it on to the community and allowed the community to take it basically and just gone, sorry, and you'll have to suck it up and we'll continue on, which is a shame really, isn't it? And one thing I've noticed from going through a lot of the posts from the community, there seem to be, it seems to be quite a unified, quite chill community. Again, as I say, I do kind of feel bad for them that, you know, I'm never really on YouTube seeing Infinity Nikki players really getting into it with other communities and each other. They just seem to be off playing the game and they're getting shafted at the moment, left, right and centre. So it really does suck to see it, if I'm honest. Then we can see that the reply here, there is compensation for the negative amounts of currency in the mailbox. They first removed the excess amount of ethereal stars and starlit crystals and then granted everyone additional ethereal stars and starlit crystals as compensation. I have -5 ethereal stars and no mail. Not sure about the starlit crystals since I don't know how many I had yesterday and that's still positive. Edit, scratch that. I did have mail with my compensation. I just didn't have a notification that I had new mail. It sounds like I'm lying, but I swear it's true. I got the mail without a notification as well, so it's not just you. Same here. I think notifications aren't working well overall right now because I didn't see a notification for my Dig Pearl Pal being done, although it was. At least the annoying notification for evolution of 5-star outfits is gone. So I suppose there's some silver lining to some of the bugs here for some people. But yeah, this is just, again, it's just showing this. I was getting a lot of replies in my latest video of people just saying they just can't seem to just stop posting L's at the moment. They can't seem to just stop catching, just catching massive fails left, right, and center. And again, not unlike the Black Beacon situation, like problems of their own making, and then instead of just accepting, right, we've caught some L's here, let's move forward, they're kind of like making it worse for themselves in the way they've dealt with things. You know, it's actually insane. I literally don't care if people got double E that. It's not like it's premium currency you can spend on banners. This is literally ridiculous considering the state of this patch is releasing. Again, while just for being an obtainable currency in game for an event item shop, that they're like, you know what, no, we didn't mean that, so we're taking it back. Again, as I say, I know people are getting compensation through the mail, but it's just such a stingy way to run things, right? Again, it's not like you're playing the game and you're getting double banner currencies and they were like, shit, we've got to put out this fire out right away. You know, this is not the first gacha where we've seen people be in the red because of mistakes. I think PGR had a major situation when that first released, didn't they? They were meant to give out so much currency for all the mess ups on their launch, and they gave out like 10 times the amount, I believe. And then I think they snatched it back, didn't they? And I think they left a bunch of people in the negative with that as well, which, again, that's a real way to annoy some people, right? A real way to annoy some people. And there's probably going to be some people who, one, don't know this was a bug, and two, might not have maybe even checked them out, potentially. I don't know. And they're just in a situation where they're thinking, like, what the hell's going on here? So yeah, you can just see a bunch of comments here. People just like kind of like, again, dumbfounded by the way the devs are running things. And again, this post here, guys, has got like 3.7k likes now. That's a lot of likes, right? That's just growing as well. And there's a lot of replies, and a lot of these replies have got a lot of likes as well. So it shows that the community are not very happy about this as well. Yes, it's a strange choice to deduct because normally deductions are for those who exploit an out-of-the-way bug. Not like this case where people could have reasonably never known it was bugged. Exactly. Why would you? Why would you? You would have just jumped on the game, done your thing, got double and been like, sweet, okay, cool, and just carry on. And then you find out you've lost like 50% of the 50% of the currency. Like, why? I also thought that to go the adding route, the act of taking away something usually has a negative reception compared to giving something, especially with how unhappy the player base is right now. I'm actually shocked they decided to go do the former. It doesn't make sense in a psychological and business perspective. Again, agree with that. You know, like with all of the negative news and opinion about the game at the moment, you think this would have just been one where they'd gone, you know what, it's not really going to break the game in the mini, let's just take the L and it's a bonus for the players. And they don't even know they're getting a bonus, right? You know, but it just feels like they were like, no, we've got to make you grind this now. Even though you've had all these issues, this is the most important thing to fix now, is the new outfit ability and this currency as well. Again, with all of the other issues. I think that's probably where a lot of the frustration's coming from, and understandable as well, because you've got all of these issues that are affecting people's experience in the game, and two things that can fix rapidly are things that just make it worse for the community in a sense, and the mistakes that they made as well. Rather than being like, right, we've got a bunch of a bunch of bugs and issues here that are affecting the enjoyment of our consumers and our player base. Let's fix those. They're like, no, we've got to fix the things that's probably putting a smile on the face at the moment, you know. Yeah, again, as I say, I do feel bad for the Infinity Nikki community at the moment. You guys are really getting it hard at the moment, and it sucks. Again here, I know it's not a big deal because I could just collect them again, but we still shouldn't be punished for something they caused. They should just give more stars to the players who didn't have this bug instead. I don't think you can argue with that, right? Like, this has got 887 likes as well. You know, they really don't want us to finish the grind too fast. It's insane how they thought players need to grind every day for a long time for the Star Seat outfit, otherwise we're doomed. Maybe they think if we complete it too fast, we may not continue to play. I mean, it's true that it gives us a purpose to connect every day, but it's also stupid that to them, it's our only reason to continue playing during this update. Again, gacha games do this, you know, they want you to get in each day to do particular things, especially in events, you know, they want you to keep coming back. But I think when you've been catching so many L's, I think this is one you just, you know what, take it on the chin. Hopefully, it doesn't really affect player retention, because I don't really see how it would massively, maybe a little bit, but the risk of maybe losing a little bit of player retention to this clash once again, is it really worth that risk? Is it really worth that risk? Again, you know, everything about this patch and its handling screams, we need the metrics to go up so the boss will be happy. Maybe. Also, we shouldn't be punished for their mistake. Why am I getting deductions because you let us claim stars twice a day? And I thought it was supposed to be like that. Again, you know, it's the same opinion across the board here. The players are not happy again. Once again, the developers have made a mistake, and it feels like the players are kind of being punished for it, and something that was not on the player at all. You know, I had some people in the comment section regarding the ability of the dress saying, well, it's not supposed to be like that. That was going to be, you know, people are exploiting it. It was a bug, which I'm not saying it wasn't a bug, right? I'm not saying that they didn't mean it to be that particular way, but once you've released it and then you pull it back after people have potentially spent as well, it's just not a good look around all of the other things going on. And then they hit the players with this as well. It's just, it's insane. It's like, at some point, this has to stop and the news has to become positive, right? And I know there's people still absolutely having a blast with the game, and I hope you continue to do so, as I say. But I genuinely feel a little bit bad for the community. This really sucks. This does really suck, and hopefully, you know, the devs start posting some W's very soon, because I think you guys have been through the mill recently, and I think you definitely deserve it as well. Let me know in the comment section, guys, have you had these deductions happen to you, and have you had compensation in the mail? Is the notifications that we all mail off your mail as well? I'd love to know, and let me know what you think about the overall situation at the moment. Are you feeling maybe pushed away by the developers at the minute? Have you got to the point where you're thinking about stopping playing the game, or is it just worth pushing through at the moment for you? Is this just I guess, well, I would say a bump in the road, but it's been a few bumps in the road now, hasn't it? So I'd love to know what you guys think. I really would. And if you did enjoy the video, guys, give it a like, and I will see you all in the next one.